Why are Democrat judges and Democrat politicians suddenly so interested in these MS-13 gang members? They're not interested in them because they are illegals. They have to try to help them because MS-13 has been used by the Democrat Party as termination squads. That's the reason why they are so interested in helping the MS-13 gang members. They have to. We'll talk about it more. I've been sent this. Let's check this out. It's about these politicians going out of their way to try to protect these MS-13 gang members.
From the post-millennial, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, arrested in 2019 while meeting with MS-13 members, entered U.S. illegally in 2012. Yo, the things that they dropped on this guy. His rank of, how do you say that? Chequeo? I don't even know what that is. And his name was Chele. I want to show you this. We have this from Libs of TikTok. This video. Democrat U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen is in El Salvador demanding that President Bukele do the right thing and release an MS-13 gang member who was, quote, illegally abducted. Let's roll tape.
Well, I'm asking President Bukele to... Okay. I'm asking President Bukele, under his authority as president of El Salvador, to do the right thing and allow Mr. Abrego Garcia to walk out of a prison, a man who's charged with no crime, convicted of no crime, and who was illegally abducted from the United States.
Illegally abducted. All right, well, let's roll, ladies and gentlemen. Aside from that headline, we got this one. Kilmar Abrego Garcia allegedly physically abused his wife years before his deportation. So this is just so stupid. I can't believe we're still on the story. Everybody who's listening, who watches the show, you know exactly what this guy is. You know exactly what the DOJ has been saying about him and why he was deported. Let me just add on top of this. Withholding of deportation, that's what was currently in place from the courts. It is conditional and temporary. It can be voided if the circumstances in the home country of an individual have changed, thus the threat no longer exists. Fact. Since Abrego Garcia came to the United States, Nayib Bukele has cleaned up El Salvador to the point where it is one of the safest countries in the Western Hemisphere, if not the safest, he says it is. Clearly, there is no longer a threat to this man, and he can go home. So it sounds like the only error was that they needed what's called a USCIS interview to determine whether or not he could return home, but they did not do that. Oh, now the Trump administration has argued is that because of the Alien Enemies Act, withholding of deportation does not apply to terrorists under the AEA. And two different judges determined this guy was a member of the MS-13 gang. Now, here's what they got. The documents have been released. And it's not just, they say, a criminal informant. They actually mention that Abrego Garcia was found with other, look at this, a member of the Prince George's County Gang Unit MS-13 Intelligence and Squad have encountered, how do you say that, Christian Hernandez Romero on multiple occasions. He has an extensive criminal history for multiple assaults, dangerous weapons, etc. And he was hanging out with these guys. So the simple version of the story is when the cops picked him up, they saw him with guys they knew to be MS-13. He was wearing MS-13 gang clothes. Another informant identified him as a member of MS-13 and his rank and name used by the gang. And this is the reason why two different judges said, yep, looks pretty likely this guy's a member of the gang. Now, he should have been deported. He had a deportation order. It was upheld by an appellate court. They didn't deport him. The dude was skipping his hearings. He didn't file for asylum. And for this, he gets deported. Not only that, there was an order of protection that his wife filed. And now she's claiming he's the best husband ever. Jesse Waters on Fox News is saying he was closed fist beating his wife. I don't know how true that is or what happened in this hearing. But let me just say, Democrats walked into this one like Sideshow Bob stepping on a rake.
Best part about this is that Democrats are actually going to El Salvador asking President Bukele to release essentially, gang members. I'm not going to get into the whether or not they're terrorists, but asking them to release gang members that were in the United States illegally. There's nothing that I like better than when the Democrats take the side of the absolute bad guys and on an 80-20 issue. And they continue to do it. I think they should send more people down there. They should send AOC down there. Bernie and AOC could go down there and have another rally like they've been doing. Get them both together, have a big old rally. All the MS-13 guys can sit there and cheer for AOC, and I would love it. It'd be the best. If they're gonna take this side, I mean, it's only good for Republicans for Trump.
Mary, are you happy now that this evil man has been removed from our direct vicinity? Because we live right here in Maryland.
But why are you asking me specifically?
Well, because you are
I'm
a
West Virginian.
You are, yeah, but we're like 5 minutes away from Maryland, and you are but a short and tiny white woman who fears...
I am a Marylander, actually, originally.
Ah, you admit it.
So it does make me proud of my state to not have this gang member in it anymore.
Good.
The story about his wife is kind of crazy, claiming that their marriage grew stronger over time, and like, he's a good man at the end of the day, but she's like literally a battered housewife with like Stockholm syndrome. And they listed one of the gang members he was meeting with went by the name Bimbo. I don't know why that was his moniker in the gang, but I think she probably saw.
There is a reason. Yes, they are a terrorist organization. That is true. They have been deemed a terrorist organization because they are. Besides narcotics trafficking, they are also assassins. They were responsible for the termination of a man named Seth Rich in Washington, D.C. Seth Rich got on the wrong side of the Democratic Party when he put a thumb drive into the Democrat National Committee's computers and downloaded all their emails in which John Podesta and other people are talking in code about little people. Hillary Clinton is talking in code about sacrificing chickens to Moloch. Other nefarious things are being talked about. He sent that off to WikiLeaks, and then he ended up getting terminated. He got hit in the back twice with a kinetic energy weapon while walking down the street in Washington, D.C. It was two MS-13 gang members that did the hit, and then there was two MS gang members found a few blocks away, terminated as well. The Democratic Party is using MS-13 as their own termination squads, and Trump knows it. Everybody knows it. This stuff was talked about by military intelligence groups. And so now the real reason why the Democrat Party is going down there and trying to help these MS-13 gang members, they have to look like they're trying to help these guys. They don't want these MS-13. They may particularly not want this MS-13 gang member down there because he may be singing like a canary. He may have information that would be bad for the Democrat Party, so they have to try to get him back. That might be the reason why all these judges and all of these politicians are being sent down there to try to get them. They have to look like they're trying to help, and they have to potentially, this guy might be relatively high level. They said he's from the Maryland area. That's, Washington, D.C. That's the area. He might have, he might know about the Seth Rich termination. So that's what we talk about here in Ultra Top Secret. Tim Pool, he talks about headlines, but he doesn't get into the top secret intelligence portions of it. So yes, that's what's going on with this. MS-13 are the termination squads. I have to really watch what I say here on YouTube. They're the termination squads for the Democratic Party. And that's the whole reason why this is going on. I'm the only one talking about this on the whole YouTube platform, probably. So that's why you need to watch this channel and please subscribe here. I feel that if you've made it this far, I've earned your subscription. Also, please go subscribe to Tim Pool as well. He is awesome. So that's it. We're going to get on out of here. We'll see you on the next Ultra Top Secret. Like, share, and subscribe.